So after I finished my first shelf project, I'm now working on my second one, made up of all of the secondary characters. For this video, I plan on showing the entire process through a few time lapses. I always start out with making the body first so that I know how big the arms and legs have to be. One of the few tools I use to make this project is the scissors, but really nothing else. Which just goes to show what I mean by I make these things entirely by hand. And the other thing that I use is I use water to smooth out all the edges to make them look a little bit more square. Next, I start making the arms. While I make the arms, I'll explain what I mean by making all the secondary characters. In the series, most people play one character, but some people will play two. The second one doesn't usually appear much in the story, but it still has an impact. For example, the character that I'm making right now has only appeared 3 or 4 times in the series altogether. However, they still play an important role. And what I mean by an important role is he's in a lot of people's theories. For the people who know what I'm talking about, it's Dream XD. Now I start to make the head. And finally the legs. So on the first day I got the entire body done. So now it's the next day and everything is dry and ready to be re-glued. Putting everything back together is like a puzzle. Because some things just don't seem to fit back together. I let everything dry, and then later that day I glued the head back on. Then the next day I painted everything white. Then later that day, I drew the outline on it. Then, right after lunch, I started painting. Unfortunately, the legs then fell off. So remember earlier in the video where I said that this character has only showed up 3 or 4 times? Well, the day that I painted this, the guy showed up for the 5th time, which was just a funny coincidence. Then the next day, I did all the minor details. And finally, it's finished. Unfortunately, I didn't check the size difference before I finalized it. Now I've got to do the other 4.